Yeah, exactly. No more demons.
Right over here.
Bill, I love you and big love.
What's that?
I love you and big love.
Thank you.
I have a question about the demons.
There are a lot of demons on that show.
In the film, the demons knew they were demons, or they thought they were?
Yeah, they were evil beings, I think. Yeah, they were demons. They knew they were demons. You demons know you demons out there. You know who you are.
Well, if they weren't, what were they? Just innocent people that he was murdering?
Yeah,
So I thought they would be humans.
Keep those beers coming, by the
No,
way.
what did she say? What did you say?
I thought they might be humans who just did bad things, but didn't
Yeah.
know they were demons.
Oh, okay.
sometimes good people do bad things. That's true. That's
But
true.
you believed that they were bad,
Yes.
and they needed killing.
That's what I got out
Like
of it.
everybody believes that, or did some of you see it as a crazy movie about a psychopathic?
Exactly. Guy's a hero. I was in Texas for a second.
Would you let him like stay at your house for 6 or 8 days? Would you let him stay at your house?
Couple of nights, all right.
Of course. I'm going to stick with ladies here. Right over here.
Me. Okay, I was just going to ask, you keep bringing it back to the audience about what do we think? Is it, was he a hero? Was he a villain? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just curious, your opinion, especially you, Bill.
Well, I always thought of it, I took it very literally, that it was this, like I said, this universe that was ruled by a very Old Testament God, and this guy was the hero. That's what was so bizarre about the whole thing. And it wasn't until the very end that there was a tough thing in the script that we had to kind of address in editing, and that was when I first touched the demons, you saw things. And I asked Jim Cameron to come into the editing room and watch the film, and I was kind of having a problem with this thing because I cut it as per script. Although we did do we shot a lot of extra stuff for the first act before it goes back in time. And the film, you have to listen to the film when you're in editorial. It'll tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need, unless you're totally indulgent and you're not listening. But it needed to get to the old story quicker.
Cut out 20 minutes.
I probably must have cut out 20 minutes in the front end, but what the hell am I talking about now? What the hell am I talking about? Oh, the Singing of the Demons, yes. So I got Jim Cameron to take a look at it, and I had this dilemma, and he said, well, listen, the problem with that is if you show anything when he touches these people, if you show any kind of flash or anything, you're going to give them something to bite into, and it's going to be a tell. And really, the film works best is if it's all kind of like all these cards are thrown on the table one after another when we get to the Rose Garden with Matthew McConaughey and Powers Booth when he says, yeah, if I'm, he goes, that doesn't make any sense. So we go, yeah, it makes sense if I'm Adam. And then he starts, laying out the whole thing. We realize, oh, he did see something with the demons. And that was very helpful because, you want to be true to the writer, but sometimes you get into a situation and when you read it and you went with it, but when you see it on the film, it was too literal. It gave away too much, so we had to finesse that in editing.
Can I say what I thought about it?
Yeah.
So my feeling was that the father was a psychopath with a religious complex thing, but the twist is that the writer also is a psychopath with a God twist thing. So it's coming from that point of view. So it's in the mind. It's been written by somebody who believes in that, and I think that's what that was the fun. That was the gimmick that Brent used. What if I believed in that stuff, and then just followed it to its logical.
Well, he had a background in that,
yes.
Being raised in a kind of a fundamentalist Baptist background, and
so he knew that mindset, but I don't think he was in the mindset.
What impressed me when I read the script was I could tell that here was a writer who had a neoclassical background, he knew movies like Night of the Hunter and To Kill a Mockingbird. And there was an architecture in the script, is what you kind of look for, I think. And I could tell that this guy had done his homework. It was a very well-crafted screenplay, and that's what you look for. They're hard to find.
Yeah, it's fantastic crafting in addition to everything else.
Really is. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to